Right, everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case over on Rumble, of course. Unpause and repause, so I don't have to see myself in triplicate. Today, we don't have anything docketed. Right now, the news cycle is basically the collision over DC. More details, I'm sure, will be forthcoming about exactly what happened. Long story short, a United Airlines flight collided with a military helicopter and smashed into the Potomac over DC, actually. And it's not entirely 100% clear what happened. Earlier, they came out, the transport secretary, Duffy there, and he said, well, there was no loss of communication, so that's not what was responsible for this. Originally, it wasn't entirely clear, and so we're not exactly sure how this happened. Unfortunately, it did. And so 67 passengers aboard the aircraft were killed. It's not immediately clear, I think, how many soldiers died, actually, in this collision. If anyone has a fact check on that, they can get that to me. And Trump is currently addressing the nation about this. I mean, he's live literally right now. And he's blaming the prior administration for undoing certain things that the Trump administration originally, after 2016, had implemented to prevent such eventualities. Let me weigh in here with nuance. While it is true, it's not necessarily the proper time to point that out. Right now is probably not the time to get into that particular kerfuffle. So, yeah. So we'll be talking about various news. I'm just going to go through it basically because I'm just live anyway. Today is going to be a low-key day. Today is going to be a chill, laid-back day. I mean, other than the dozens of people that died, but for them and their families, it's a sucky day, I'm sure. Especially since Trump can be right, but optically wrong at the same time. He's got that unique capability. Like, he'll go off on a ramble. He'll be saying things that are true, but he says it at the wrong time sometimes. His speaking style occasionally can rankle me, admittedly. 1.8 trillion reasons why Trump tried to freeze spending. Well, no shit. It's by Nicole Russell of USA Today. I'm just referring to RCP at the moment. I'm wondering, what's the front page on CNN look like right now? All aboard feared dead after jet and helicopter midair collision. And Trump is currently speaking. Yeah, this is right over the Potomac, actually, right next to the airport. And so officials say the operation switched to a recovery effort after 28 bodies were found. The AA plane, American Airlines, was carrying 64 people and 3 soldiers were in the Army helicopter. Okay, so we've got confirmation. It's 67 dead. We're assuming you're not going to find survivors. Since it crashed into the river, unfortunately, they might not even be able to recover all the bodies, sadly. So my condolences to the families because something went catastrophically wrong. We're not exactly sure what it was, but something had to have happened. Maybe there was a loss of control in the aircraft or the helicopter, for that matter. Something clearly went terribly, terribly wrong. We've also got the confirmation hearings for Patel, as well as RFK Jr. FBI Director pick Kash Patel says he opposes Trump's clemency for January 6 convicts who attacked police. Again, Trump issued a blanket pardon. That's sour grapes at this point, much like blaming the Biden administration rightly for what just happened with the American Airlines flight, technically is sour grapes. I'm just going to start, let's see. Biconeuter valve. I'm not dealing with that shit anymore. With that shite. Arr, matey. All right, everyone. The chopper flew into the plane, according to Tuger. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I would think if you're flying in a helicopter and you see a plane coming and you try to get out of its way, something went wrong with somebody's training on one end or the other. Tigers are my totem. May I have a shout out for my new music channel on the Via Media? The Via Media on YouTube and YouTube Music. Yes, of course you can. In fact, I can even show your super chat. StreamYard is pretty cool. By the way, I will be going a little bit shorter today. I got a late start. For some reason, I actually slept like a baby, and I'm an insomniac. So for me, I'll take it when I can get it. And so I started my videos late. I still haven't actually... just a second here. Where did you get your hat? I got it from a subscriber, actually, who I haven't shouted out yet, come to think of it. Thank you for reminding me. Sertorius Sticks, another great cap, is the British Victorian-era pith helmet. I desperately want, like, one of those red outfits from the Victorian era, from the British. That would be fun. I could make Zulu references. Mr. Witt, be quiet, good sir. As a good gentleman, you'll upset the lads. Yeah. Today we're just ranting. There's not, other than the plane crash, there's not a whole lot of other news to actually cover at the moment, other than confirmation hearings. And people are just watching them live anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The Federal Reserve ignored Trump's interest rate demands, and he's not taking it well. This is from CNN. You can imagine where the headlines are from. This would be funny. We should have like a special show where I read out headlines from different news groups, and people have to guess which news company they're from, because they vary wildly. That's a great idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Stinky Shoes 27. Doge is outpacing spending right now. I'm really excited to see what happens within the next month. Go check out https usdebtclock.org. Yeah, our national debt is a big problem, keeping in mind that a large chunk of that is domestically held in bond form. So that's a little different. Keeping in mind also that foreign debt, while a large chunk as well, Japan is actually the biggest holder of U.S. debt. They've invested heavily in the United States. Most people think it's China. No, it's Japan, actually. Has been for, I think, several decades nonstop. The most powerful rocket ever built exploded over a populated island. Residents are still dealing with the fallout. Yeah, you remember that SpaceX rocket that unfortunately had a catastrophic failure? And there's pictures of it. The debris is on fire and falling out of the sky and stuff like that. It looks like doomsday, basically. But yeah, the legacy media is not a fan of Elon Musk. Neither the copium poppies, by the way. And so they're making a big deal over it. It's like, no other rocket has ever exploded. Never happened before. This 200-year-old cottage in the middle of nowhere has been given a Michelin star. Well, that sounds like my kind of place to eat. Oh, yeah, and of course, CNN paywalled it. Fuck you. I'm going to put it through the archive. Yeah, hopefully it loads. We're never sure. Somebody might have already loaded it. Oh, yeah, they did. This is near Dolan, County Clare in Ireland. The restaurant is close to the cliffs of Moher by the Atlantic Ocean. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. Apparently, it's a little, like a cottage restaurant and has a Michelin star now. Funny thing, there was this one restaurant, I can't remember the name of it. It's not far from Enschede in the Netherlands. And it literally is in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's like one other home there. Otherwise, it's literally nothing more than farms and a few little wood lots. And, they had some excellent food, let me tell you. They're a little hole-in-the-wall places, both in urban and rural settings, by the way. Suburbia is an exception. You're never going to find this in suburbia. There are hole-in-the-wall places that are absolutely spectacular all over the world. Basically, if it's in a back alley or it's in the middle of farmland, it's probably more tasty. I've noticed this. It's the case here in Rutland, for example. The downtown is littered with good restaurants. There's a new Italian restaurant. I can't remember the name of it. I can't wait to try their food. New Orleans, there's literally a vampire club there. It's a little gimmicky. You have to go to the business in front of it and get the passcode for the week, and then you have to go to the doorman and give the passcode and stuff. I'm going there next time I'm in New Orleans. Don't I think I would look welcome in a vampire club? Yeah, I have a feeling they won't have a problem with me. Just saying. Super Reaper Mon. Gay pirate? Lol. Fat Bike Expedition. He went gay pirate. Yeah. I see some of the people that don't like me have piled in. This happens every time. It's I've been on the internet for a long time. You're not surprising me. Yeah. Yeah. This is just a Bantz stream right now. I'm not taking it seriously today because literally there's only one thing that the media is talking about, and that's the airline crash. So, I mean, I can go through science news and hopefully something has updated. Let's go to physics news and science news. Let's see if there's anything. We talked about the Bayeux Tapestry yesterday. Apparently, they identified one of the buildings actually in it, which has not been rediscovered. Better male birth control is on the horizon. Yeah, it's called a vasectomy. You can just do that. And they're reversible, generally speaking. Here's how ancient Amazonians became master maize farmers. Well, here, I'll tell you how. You plant the kernel in the ground, and then it grows. It's incredible how that works. You know, farming is real difficult. No, it's actually not. I want to expand my garden significantly. Can you actually die of a broken heart in health and medicine? Yes, you can, actually. Heartbreak is a common trope in fiction. In the real world, it's called Takotsubo syndrome. Yeah, when you have too much stress and therefore stress hormones, it can fry your system. It can make you die. This has been known for thousands and thousands of years, though, so I don't know why that's really newsworthy. One thing about physics, phys.org, is a lot of it is very scientific. Like it's scientific write-up, so it's for the nerds of society. Sometimes I can understand it if it's like in microbiology or something like that. Sometimes if it's in actual physics or something like that, I have no idea what they're talking about. It's a little bit above my intellectual pay grade. Sub-GV Dark Matter Hunt. Sensei collaboration reports first findings. I don't know. Future antibiotics face early bacterial resistance challenges, studies show. No shit. From the Hunren Biological Research Center in Szeged in Hungary, actually. Do you remember when Joe Biden insulted the Hungarians? That was a bad time. Then he promptly insulted the Polish. Then he promptly insulted the Japanese. Some of our most critical allies on both sides of the BRICS region. That was not a good time. Yes, you can die of a broken heart. It is absolutely possible. I mean, if your heart is broken, you can at least, even if you're young, you can get fucking palpitations and stuff. I've experienced this before. When you really, really miss someone, it becomes a bad time. Oh, by the way, an anonymous subscriber sent this to me. I guess it's for the Chinese New Year. I thought that looked really, really cool. Just saying. I'm going to get that framed. Apparently, that's traditionalistic, so I'll have it hanging. Oh, hang it there. Yeah, I've got just enough room for that. Just barely. Oh, and by the way, to Anton, I'm sure that you're watching right now. Oh, probably. I did get your stuff. Thank you for the Bovrite. Oh, this is delicious. Imagine Vegemite or Marmite, but it's a little bit different. The flavor profile is slightly different from those. It's delicious, actually, but you only need a very, very small amount of it. If you've ever had Marmite or Vegemite, you know you only need a little dab on the whole piece of toast, for example. And that if you put more on it, it's basically like chewing rock salt, actually. I think it might have leaked slightly, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it was refrigerated and, you know, actually, I don't think I peeled the plastic completely. Welcome to the Bantz stream. Wish I had something to put this on. I have some ciabatta up there that I served with the soup that I made actually a few days ago. I made a Florentine soup. It was really good, but yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yeah. This is about as much as you need. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah. Ooh, nice and salty and beefy. Get some Bovrite from Anton's. Trust me. Just this is probably enough for like 100 loaves of toast. So yeah, keep that in mind. The first time that I used Vegemite, for example, I thought, okay, I'm supposed to spread it thickly on the bread. And then I bit into it. And I quickly realized that was not the greatest idea in the world because it tasted like it's just salty. It's very savory, too. You'd probably use this in a fucking soup, actually. Jay Ricketts, do you come from land down under where women glow and men plunder? TH, what's up, Sticks, you fabulous bastard? Clar, clinking daily from deep behind enemy lines in Silicon Valley. Shout out to Gator. Yeah, I think Bovrite's the best of the three. I've had Marmite, I've had Vegemite, and I've had Bovrite. I think that the South African version is the best, yeah. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Sir Thomas Drake, Michelin stars are given to restaurants depending on how worth the drive is. It's literally an award from a tire company. Okay, displaying ways. I hope you got your screenshot there. We've got a real bot pirate on stream today. Arr, matey. Arr. There was one time before me became captain. I was in the Caribbees, don't you know? Drinking a little rum. Got shanghaied, actually. Ended up working my way up the ropes and became gunner on the ship. And then the captain, poor devil, he got his legs blown off, knocked clear off the ship by a frigate. So I takes the gun, and I'm working them as well as I can. But then there's no captain. So I had to get behind the wheel. I had to wheel the ship away because we was getting chopped to pieces. So we lands, and the other ship comes in, blows our ship completely out of the water. We're all on shore at that time. And thankfully, we gets on the docks, and we overruns the ship. We takes them all prisoner. We take all of their treasure. Arr, yes, arr, indeed. Yeah, I like pirate stuff. What can I say? I mean, when I'm going down Bourbon Street, this is going to be like the perfect attire. Vampire pirate. Arr, yes, drinks their blood. They gets awful afraid of me. And then I become captain by election. They tried to tip me a back spot one time because lost some of the treasure accidentally, but managed to get through that as well. Shiver me timbers. I don't know. It's fun. Taking life seriously must be worse than death, in my opinion. So I refuse to do it. BW, Sticks, you think Trump is going to get rid of taxes, lose approval for nonviolent illegals? You think he's moving fast because he thinks he's going to lose 26? He's moving fast because now he has political experience. He knows how the Utah Party is going to try to subvert him and has developed, I think, a better team and a variety of workarounds to try to get things through as quickly as possible. I don't think he'll lose approval for deporting people, because I think that the people that would disapprove of that generally already disapprove of him, and it doesn't really matter. They'll probably try to impeach him again at some point. Oh, this is the 7th impeachment of Donald Trump, and it'll go nowhere. He's not going to get rid of taxes entirely, but he is getting rid of, he'll be successful, I think, taxes on overtime, taxes on tipping, and I think that's a good thing. That's a positive step. It's a step in the right direction. I generally support Trump. Keep this in mind, and I made a video about this with regards to Kash Patel and his attempt to reform the FBI should he be confirmed. Here's the thing. I will never trust a government bureau. I will never trust anyone who's in government. It will never happen. Trust but verify is the topmost level you can get to with me. I say this as a classical liberal. So with Trump, I trust him to make generally good decisions, but I want to verify that he's making the right decisions. Many members of government, I don't trust them for 1 inch. I wouldn't want to be around them. This is why I would never travel to DC other than to go through the airport to go on Timcast. I'll probably never see DC again. I'm hoping that he decides to relocate to New Hampshire. But that would make things interesting. It would make them a lot easier as well. So Tim, if you get this, please go to New Hampshire. Trust me. Taxes may be a little bit higher than West Virginia, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. And you'll need heating for your chickens more. But other than that, you couldn't find a better place. Georgia, due to yesterday's show, I decided to turn on my Alienware M17 from 2005 running Windows 8.1. 8.1. You'll be glad to know it worked fine. You don't have to download Windows 10. I hated Windows 8.1. It never made sense. Turning your computer into a smartphone, okay, for some people, I guess that works. For me, it's like, what the fuck am I even looking at? I used one exactly once. I couldn't figure that shit out. I'd rather use 7 or 10. King of Biltong, no apologies needed. This is delicious. King of Biltong is watching. That's Anton, my friend from Roanoke. I'm gonna eat some more of it. It looks like tar, basically. And it's exceptionally salty. Ooh, well, that was a little bit much. The good thing about it is you're basically recycling what would go to waste. Sort of the same thing with Marmite and Vegemite, number one. And number two, you only need a very, very small amount of it. You could use this, or actually, it's beefy enough so you could use this as bouillon, I believe. You could easily use this as bouillon. Meat and vegetable extract. Spread thinly, very thinly, by the way, on bread, toast, or crackers. Adds flavor to stews and gravies, yeah. Add 1 teaspoon to hot water with salt and pepper to taste for a beefy hot drink. No refrigeration required. Yeah, stuff's perfect. Thank you very much, by the way, Anton, for that. Yeah, the other Bovrite got fucked, and I definitely wanted more of that. Guess I'll have to make toast later, you know. All toasters toast. Not a banned account. Which Trump cabinet will make anime waifus real? I think Hegseth would be into that sort of thing, allegedly. Just joking. In fact, let's get to our sponsors really quickly. We have cultivated-mind.com, where you can get these mushroom pills. I take one every single morning. It helps to boost my energy. You may have noticed I'm a fairly high-energy individual. I also highly caffeinate, so, you know, the two things combine very well. We have pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get bookmarks, which are important. If you have a lot of books like I do, over there, you should see the fucking cabinet. Also, keychains, belt chains, engraved spoons, glassware, and much more. We have BiltongUSA.com. Anton in chat at the moment, supplying me with the delicious Bovrite. It's not for everyone. If you don't like really salty stuff, you're not going to want to use too much of it. He's got Bovrite. He's got Biltong. I got the Biltong, by the way, including the Joywors. I think I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. Joywors? I'm not 100% sure. Also, Stick, Sex, and Hammer mugs and tumblers available there as well. Use code STICKS for 10% off. We have wickedneedleembroidery.bigcartel.com, where you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer hats. Baseball caps. You can't get tricorn hats there, sadly. Maybe we'll work on that in the future. You know, Stick, Sex, and Hammer tricorns. We'll start a second American Revolution or something. That'd be funny. heritageheirloomseedcompany.com. You can get a seed survival bucket there, but there's also 2 different kinds of sticks, hex, and hammer soaps. There's the blueberry, cedar, and clove, which is sort of a men's soap, a little blue bar. Then there's the lavender marjoram, which is pink. That's sort of the ladies' bar. Doesn't really matter, though. They both smell so good, anyone would want to use them. websterswares.com/sticks-wares, where you can get all sorts of cool stuff. They might still have Trump paraphernalia available. I'm not sure. But you can get Ouroboros blades. They're very sharp, so be careful with them. I've learned that again the hard way on a live stream. We've also got beanies, an homage to Tim Pool, and metal straws. In fact, I need to dig one of those out, take with me when I go to NOLA. I'll save a turtle in order to eat turtle soup. So it counterbalances, you know? Then I'll ram it into the skull of a stingray at the aquarium in vengeance for Steve Irwin. I'm just joking. I like stingrays. And then finally, jamandbean.com, JAMN You can get Clank coffee, which smells so fucking good. I'm slowly moving through the Panamanian blend. I'm going to need a resupply, though, soon. Just saying. If you sent me a couple more of both of those and maybe some more of that Hunanjin tea, by the way. Oh, that was delicious. I think that's my favorite as far as the caffeinated teas go. So, yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff going on. David Brian Ford, they say you can tell how someone is in the sack by the way they eat. Do you find this true? No, actually. No, I've noticed no particular overlap. I mainly eat vegetarian foods, but I do like meat as well. But it's got to be generally unprocessed meat. So I don't really do the burger thing, for example. Hot dogs once in a while. Those are fine. But generally, I want a good steak. And I like to cook my own meat for the most. Yeah, I'm going to punch one of the stingrays in the head. The dude will be, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I'm a Steve Irwin fan, you know? Steve wouldn't want you to do that. He loved the animals. There's actually a song called I'm Here to Avenge Steve Irwin. It's an AI-generated song, and I really, really like it. Adehog. In recent science news, have you heard that terpenes emitted from trees get convected into the atmosphere at night and react with ions there to form the seeds for their own clouds? Cool stuff. No, I didn't see that at all. Fascinating. Wasted Bonehead, good morning from the grave. Uh-oh, our resident zombie has arrived. Ozzy's robots. I live by Mayport Naval Base. Helicopters fly all the time. Blackhawks, Seahawks, Coast Guard. Seems highly unlikely it was pilot error. We still need to do a co-stream when I recoup. Yes, indeed. I will be going on with Ozzy's robots at some point in the near future. Sneered. Use chaos, Stalos. I choose you. You mean Stolas, I think. Stay hydrated, everyone. Love me water. Love me caffeine. Love me Bove, right? 8 South FC. 8 racisms. 8 racist. Just don't like them. 8 Kirchturner. Simple as. I wish that the North FC meme would come back into play. Same with Dolan. I guess this is going to devolve into the meme chat. Sticks, I choose you. Use beating woman. Never happened. 8 racisms. Just don't like them. North FC, yeah. Gotta get myself down to Leeds sometime and get me some Gregs. I have never beaten anyone. Emperor Soft Turtle, the most pathetic, grossest, and desperate move is the left trying to use the crash as a club against Trump. I know, I've already seen this, and it's completely nonsensical. Trump has been in office for 10 days. His transport secretary, I think, Duffy, he was only confirmed like 5 fucking days ago or something like that. How is he responsible for the crash? I mean, was he piloting the flight? I don't think so. I don't think that you want Donald Trump to pilot the flight. He'd be too busy eating the Big Macs anyway. Ramon C. GTC. Do you remember It's Ya Boy meme? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like North. I think the top 3 memes for me that made me laugh the hardest. Pepe already, is God, basically. Still in use now. Pepe is number 1, /sad frog /groiper every other iteration of it because it was so effective. Ended up literally talking about it in one of my books. Number 2 would be North FC. I just find it hysterical. And number 3 would probably be Dolan Duck. The poorly drawn comics thing is fun. And Dolan would like do crazy things and like terrible things, and it was hysterical. I'm sure that Disney and other groups responsible for anything Donald Duck related, that's not Disney. Who owns the copyright to Donald Duck? I don't know. But whoever it is, they must have been looking on in dismay. Can you imagine you're the creator of a comic character and they get completely warped and perverted by people and it becomes almost more popular than the original? Dolan, no, think of the children. And then he gets an erection and stuff like that. He's about to dynamite the school. Coffee Slayer, hey Sticks, I like the tricorn hat, dude. Clank. Yeah, when I go out later, I literally go out like this when I go out in public. I keep getting referred to as the real life Jack Sparrow. It happened just the other day. It probably happened again today when I'm at the store. I'm going to be keeping it a little bit short today because, there's not a terrible lot of news right now. Everything's been gobbled up by confirmation hearings, which are kind of boring when you think about it, unless there's some real fireworks. And then the American Airlines crash, unfortunately, over the Potomac. So I'll probably, I might go for another 10 minutes or something like that. Yeah, Warner Brothers, I guess, own Donald Duck. Oh, Donald Duck is Disney. Daffy Duck is Warner Brothers. Okay. I didn't know. I remember when they had that cartoon back in the day, back when I was a kid. And it was like, it was DuckTales. And then you had Scrooge McDuck and the Ducklings and stuff like that. That was fun. Back when cartoons were watchable. The only watchable cartoon now is Hell of a Boss /Has-Been Hotel. In fact, I've got to check. There might be a new Hell of a Boss now, for all I know. It's not exactly on a tight schedule. Man, I would love that. Let's check Vivzy. She's blocked me on Twitter. Aw, no new Hell of a Boss. Oh, how sad. Now, is it a bit of a gay creation? Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Stolas is actually bisexual, not gay. But, yeah. Yeah, Hell of a Boss is a 10 out of 10 from me. Is it riddled with paraphilias? Yeah, but who gives a fuck? It's a fictional series. I would say, though, that some of the depictions of the Goetias and so forth are actually pretty apt, having met them myself for millions of years. Privateer of the East, do you expect the Mexico-Canada tariffs to go live as early as tomorrow? What do you expect to be the short-term and long-term effects, good and bad? I don't know whether they'll actually go through. I think it's more the big ask. So the idea is you say, hey, we're going to tariff all of your imports at 25%, maybe more. And then they back down and they negotiate with you. So they say, oh, well, okay, but we've got these other considerations that we need to look into. I think that's basically the point. But I think Trump is ballsy enough to actually apply them. Annex Greenland. Grab the minerals. Aussie's robots. I don't rule out DEI for the helicopter crash. If we find out that a DEI hire was responsible for that, all hell will break loose politically. And no, it wouldn't surprise me either. Ramon C. GTC. Stoner question. Why is Stolas bi? I've met him. It's Stolas, not Stolis. I'm not going to say anything further because people wouldn't believe me if I told them. Well, unless they're occultists. 8hog just bumped my DM on X on tree isoprene science. I'll have to look into that. That sounds like a good idea for maybe tomorrow's live stream. Lego Creation, where did you get the cool hat? From a subscriber, actually. I'll be shouting him out soon. Yeah, Hell of a Boss is a great series. Not just good, literally great. Fantastic. The fact that Vibsy Pop is woke and was rambling about the election, stuff like that, is a leptoid, doesn't faze me in the least. It's just like one of my favorite bands of all time is the Eurythmics. Now, the lead singer, Annie Lennox, is extremely woke. She was wearing the AIDS blood shirt at one point. But I don't care because the music is good. Depeche Mode, although there's some arguably nationalistic overtones there, a lot of it is almost communistic throughout time, and it's been very consistent. Do I give a fuck? No. Dave Gahan is a god, and I will continue to listen to anything that they make. It's just like, you know, some people might not like my ideology, but if I make a prediction and it's accurate, they can at least give me credit for that, you know? No, Super Reefer Man. Nationalistic is not bad. They lean more into the socialistic realm, though. Shaylock. Marilyn Manson turned Annie Lennox songs into nightmare fuel. Yeah, I love Marilyn Manson. I mean, no homo, but, you know, lol. No, I like Marilyn Manson a lot. He has gone through one hell of a career revival. He makes Antichrist, sort of disappears. Then he makes the Dope Show and stuff like that in the MTV era, sort of disappears. Then he gets a TV show. He's actually a secondary character on a TV show. He's releasing new albums. He's doing one-offs, which are very, very good, like Cry Little Sister. Then he gets Me Too'd, and his career comes collapsing down. He releases what I believe is probably an occult ritual in musical form called Raise the Red Flag, which is clearly a goddamn pointed reference at the Me Too'ers. What happens? A few months later, all the cases are dead. He gets completely exonerated. And now all of a sudden he's releasing excellent music. He looks better than he did for the last 20 goddamn years. Marilyn Manson has effectively aged in reverse. Whatever the kind of magic he's doing, it's clearly working. And Manson is not woke. You're not going to find any wokeness in somebody like Marilyn Manson. If anything, he probably lurches off in the other direction at this point. Yeah, Never Again This Time You Swore, the time before. I love Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode is my favorite band of all time. But my favorite song of all time is Love My Way by the Psychedelic Furs. I could listen to that song. In fact, I wish that I had that on vinyl. I wish that I had the psychedelic. I have Men Without Hats. That's good too. And by the way, Safety Dance, overrated. And Things in My Life and Antarctica and some of their other non-hits are highly underrated. Antarctica alone should have been a hit. Yeah, I have Rhythm of Youth on vinyl. Things in My Life, unfortunately, there's one little skippy part that you have to go past. Otherwise, the album is intact. Welcome to the rant stream. Yeah, it's a big news day. You can tell by the fact that I'm not talking about the news. Drennan, what about the Smiths? Love the Smiths. Morrissey is also a god of music. In fact, has posted several of my videos on his website, actually. Apparently, he's aware of me. Apparently, Marilyn Manson is casually, too. I had somebody who's directly associated with him that was talking with me about the video that I made defending him and said that he had chuckled at it, actually. So, yeah. Apparently, Marilyn Manson and Morrissey are both aware of my content. Wonder if Ted Nugent is. Probably not enough guns in my videos for him to take notice. Alan Foster, we need a clanker in the White House. Peach Melba, Styx revealing his off-camera foreground and the lenses of his shades. Yeah, it's a little bit messy here, unfortunately. It's, yeah. Inland Surfer, I'll gander a guess that the fact that the collision took place at night has something to do with it. Still occurred in the most controlled aerospace in the world. Yeah, it's odd that it would happen in DC. Just saying. Ugh. Yeah, Morrissey is great. Johnny Rotten also. There are only a handful of people in rock and punk that haven't sold out. Manson's one of them. Morrissey's one of them. Johnny Rotten's definitely goddamn one of them. And then Nugent and a few others. Most of them have sold out to like the Uniparty neoliberalism, basically. Yeah, Danzig, as well as Graves, actually. He does conservative commentary, Graves, from the Misfits. Dig up her bones. Good song, by the way. Yeah, The Cure never sold out. Zeppelin never. Zeppelin, Ozzy. I don't know if you know this. They were offered like $1 billion to tour some years ago, and they said, fuck you. They said, fuck. I don't want to tour. Alan Foster, Math and Science points to intelligent creator. Possibly. Privateer of the East. Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. I am not a Megadeth fan. George Georger, do you enjoy The Cure? Yes, The Cure is good. Certified fresh. Oasis never sold out. Lou Ferrigno, true. That's true. They were shit fucked because their lead singer, I think, said that they were bigger than the Beatles at one point back in the 90s or the 2000s. And then they all of a sudden they got shit canned on every network. I wonder why that happened. Ozzy's Robots, what do you think of the behemoth suing Lyft? I didn't hear about it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Megadeth. I'm just going to put that out there. They're all right. They got some songs that I listen to sometimes, but it's like, it's not the kind of band that I would listen to regularly. Of the big four, I'm Team Slayer. I think that you probably understand why. Billy Corgan. Yes, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins. He hasn't sold out. It was like he went to Disneyland not long. This is a few years ago. And he looked miserable the entire time. He wasn't smiling at all. He's at Disneyland. And I guess a reporter asked him why he looked sad. And he's like, what the fuck do you want from me? Man, it would be hilarious to hang out with him. Sounds like the exact kind of person with my sense of humor. Let's see. Deadlight 21. How about Bolt Thrower? I have heard Bolt Thrower, but can't recall any of their individual songs. By the way, please send no more super chats. I am going to go offline because I've got to eat. I'm going to a brunchin'. Then I'm going to a couple of stalls. I'm actually going out in public. My God. Again, hell is frozen over many times. King of Biltong. We have bison, elk, and venison currently available. Biltong is packed with B12, creatine, iron, zinc, and much more. Order yours from BiltongUSA.com. Use code STIX for 10% off. And BW, I wonder who Bob Mendez peed off. What if Biden just handed out a pardon to the wrong Bob? Also, Angry Again is the shit. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that one. Kirnoth, what about Rob Zombie? I'm a big fan of Rob Zombie, especially his film endeavors. Yeah, Devil's Rejects is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I like the chicken fucker theme. Now, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What you got for me? Well, we got these real cute bar rock chickens, yeah. And then we got these nice long-legged Rhode Island Reds. Rhode Island Reds! Oh, I like them. I'll take one of them. I got two of them. Now, you ain't planning on fucking these chickens, are you? What the fuck you just say? You accusing me of fucking a chicken, motherfucker? Do you fuck chickens? Oh, I have thought of fucking a chicken. If you need to use some pussy, you can cut that chicken's head off, stick your dick in that ass. That chicken will go crazy and go, "Gah!" Are you accusing me of cutting off a chicken's head, putting my dick in it, fucking it, and saying, "Ah"? Is that what you say, motherfucker? No, I'm not saying you're chicken fucker, but that boy over there, he looks sexually frustrated. Anyways, I don't approve of fucking chickens. Captain Spaulding is perfect. Yeah, so I don't approve of fucking chickens. Alan Foster, I heard Calvin Coolidge was Trump-like. Kind of, yeah. He was more hands-off. He was like just generally laissez-faire. Copium poppies. All this talk about selling out reminds me of Tool's song "Hooker with a Penis." Haven't heard that one. I guess I need to. Senor Faces. Tried V8 last Friday, but it tastes like Chef Boyardee spaghetti sauce, the canned one. So no good. Disagreed. Yeah, no, I love Rob Zombie's film endeavors. Even I like Dragula and some of his other songs, but generally his films, like he was the one that did Wax Museum, didn't he? Paris Hilton, I think, had a cameo role in there. Yes, exactly. Rob Zombie is corny, but he's deliberately corny. He's doing the B-movie style thing. The acting is actually pretty good when you look at it, especially with Captain Spaulding. Those scenes are always like, don't you ever turn your back on a clown when he's talking to you and stuff like that, you know. Copium poppies. Did you ever listen to Richelieu like we suggested? I haven't gotten the chance yet. Anyways, I'm going to go offline because Robbie Williams is cool too. Yeah, Super Reefer Man. But I'm going to go offline here because I've got to do other things. I got to eat at some point. Food is generally recommended as part of your diet. That's about all. Peace out.